The reason why I decided to start Urban CEO is because I know the struggles that I've had as an entrepreneur with growing my business, and also just feeling like sometimes I'm just not in the know. Like, I just know what it feels like to just really not have all those resources. And then when you go, to certain events and stuff like that, sometimes the information, it just seems so complicated. Like, listen, I'll never forget, one time I was at an event and they were talking to us about building business credit. And so somebody got up there and they were just having these conversations to me that were just so high level. And so I was like, this is just too much. And so I was telling someone like, yo, this stuff right here is confusing. This is why I'm not even going to bother. And I had a conversation with that person. It was like, look, they're making it work more complicated than what it really needs to be. This is all you have to do. And I was just like, yeah, like they know that all these words and stuff like that, we don't understand what they're talking about. And so for me, I just was like, for real, we have to have an organization where we speak the same language. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges is just, being able to speak the language that we all can understand. Like, honey, I really don't need you to be trying to tell me how to do all this stuff with these high level words that people in the urban community don't use. And so what separates this particular organization is that we speak the language of our people. And I really am passionate about not having to have other entrepreneurs go the route of unknowing. It's so many opportunities and resources out here. It's just sometimes these other people, these other organizations, it just becomes very complicated. And we need to make it easier, especially for those in the urban community. I must give much credit to Trevor Otts, who is the founder of Black CEO. I had a conversation with him on the phone and he said, you need to create a movement, which I had already wanted to do. And he said, call it Urban CEO. Literally, it just came from him. And he never told me to create like an acronym for it, but I knew I wanted to, because I wanted people to understand that urban wasn't about race. It was so much more bigger than that, because I have brothers and sisters who come from the urban community that are not Black. They're not Spanish. They're not just Asian. They're not just Indian. They're not just Caucasian. They're all nationalities. And so I wanted to make sure that people understood that urban wasn't about a color. It was about community. So urban stands for unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. And so I feel like when I think about the way that I am as an entrepreneur, that's me. And I come from the urban community. I come from, tough circumstances. And so I feel like in order to win, that's what you gotta be. Unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. So there was a pivotal moment when I knew that I needed to create a movement. And so without naming anything specific, I remember going to an event and the woman, see, I like to wear jeans and t-shirts and tank tops and stuff like that. Like, I am such a chilled, laid back. I mean, I'll throw on some heels and a suit every now and then, but like my dress code is super chill. Majority of the time, I rather wear sweats if I can, flip-flops, sneakers, whatever. And so this is just what I like to wear. And I was at this conference. And so, to dress up, I put my little blazer on, honey. I have my shirt and jeans and stuff. And the lady was kind of telling me, I remember this lady. She was like, look, I remember I had went to this event one year and I decided that I was going to dress the part. And I decided to go and get me nothing but suits. And so the next year I came back, I was suited and booted and ready for success, because in order to be successful, you got to look successful. Now, this is the deal. Granted, I get it. And if anybody ever invites me to speak on their stage, then there's a different level of dress, just depending upon what they're expecting that I'll do. But if I'm an attendee at an event where I paid my money, I'm going to dress according to how I determine success is. And so I said, well, do you mind if, I interject on what you just told me? I let her speak and I wanted to be respectful. And I told her, I said, look, if you want to start attracting, entrepreneurs that are younger, you also have to meet them where they are. Because I personally know entrepreneurs who make 6 and 7 figures, and they might not even put on pants. They might just walk around the house in drawers all day long. And so we have to understand that the state of entrepreneurship is so different, and that we can't keep confusing our people to think that if you're not willing to wear a suit, then you can't be invited to the table. Some of us don't even have suits. Some of us, and so I feel like, dang, I know a lot of people who probably missed out on this information because of the intimidation of feeling like they must look the part. And granted, yes, I get it. I get it. That's the way that we have been taught. But success looks different, y'all. It don't look the same as what it used to look like 10 years ago, heck, even 5 years ago. And I get tired of somebody, feeling like you got to fake it till you make it. I know so many people right now, they going to spending their last dollar to buy these expensive clothes and jewels to try to prove to people who don't even really care about what you got that they're successful. And to me, that's not what determines your success. See, success is the grind. The results, yeah, if you want to buy those things, you buy it. But that should not be what determines whether or not you're successful by what you wear. And so, like, I want to change that mindset. And yes, okay, the goal is to take our brothers and sisters from the urban community and show them, how to be comfortable, how to know that we all got to start somewhere. And so that's what, Urban CEO is all about. We are unapologetic. This ain't like no other organization out here where we want you to come suited and booted and come already ready. Like, to me, that's crazy. No, we got to start somewhere, and we've got to be comfortable there. And then we've got to say, okay, I'm willing to grow if I need to. Some of us don't, we're good. And so the reason why you should come to the conference is not because of me. Don't come to support me. It's not even about me. It's about our community. We are the first to work against each other. We are the first to not support each other. Or if we support, we feel like we've done something, so we should be recognized because we supported each other. Guys, in order for our community to grow, we've got to start plugging in. And it's not just plugging in, like showing up, but participating, being a part of it. My mission is not that, it's just one person at the top. We want to grow to 50,000 members. 50,000 members in 7 different countries within our first couple of years. And we can't do that by ourselves. And so you should come to the conference because you want to hear about funding. You want to know about marketing. You want to know about mental health in the urban community. You should come because you're going to learn, or you're going to be able to connect and network and meet other people that could potentially change your life. That's why you should come to the conference. So I'll see you there.